We are set to go, ladies and gentlemen, people around the world. Welcome to the weekly beer and video review show with me, Travel Man Dan. Welcome to the show. Today's going to be awesome. I see Frank's already in the house. What up, Frank? Big shouts out to you. We have some fun beers to go ahead and review. We have an all-around awesome show. Guys, I'm so excited. If this is your first time here or if you're a returning viewer and a regular audience member, thank you so much for hopping on this show today. We got a fun stuff. We got a fun show for you to. This is me. Ready to go. But if this is your first time, let me tell you a little bit about what we do here in video review. That's exactly what we do. Tenacious Freak, welcome, my friend. Good evening. We go ahead and we review two beers. And I got some fun beers. Two beers that I'm really excited about reviewing for two different reasons. Martin in the house. Welcome, Martin. And we talk about the videos that came out last week and the videos that are coming out this week. Duffy, I know, I saw your Facebook. What a shitty game. Oh, I saw you were at the game. I hope you had fun. Wonder Strudel, you made it. What's up? We talk about the videos that are coming out next week on the show, all while swirling around a bunch of fun segments like What Would You Rather, some good news. I'm going to go ahead and what are you reading? What are you watching? So that is the show, guys. Calvin, welcome to the show. If this is your first time, if you're a remaining audience member and you show up each and every week, I first would like to say thank you. From the bottom of my heart and with all of my heart, thank you for giving me an audience to grow, giving me a platform to go ahead and entertain you guys. I got some fun stuff. We're going to get through it. We're going to zip through it. But it just wouldn't be the same if I didn't bring in my co-host. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to bring him in. Welcome to the show. You know him as the Test Bunny. I know him as Nate. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Hey. Boo! What the bleep is right? Okay, what the bleep? Rocco's in the house. What's up, Rocco? All right. Welcome, Nate. Good morning.
Hey, what happened to the Bills today? You go down to Jacksonville, Florida to play the 1-6 Jacksonville Jaguars. Urban Meyer's the coach. He's a disaster. They've been terrible, and you didn't score a touchdown. Uh-oh, he's frozen already. I saw my mom popped in. There you go. Jazz hands for you.
Okay, and first of all,
this 3 o'clock time is tough with the internet, I'll tell you that, on the live stream.
Jeez, what's going on? Internet issue?
Is that me or you?
Hang on there. Nate will take over. But Nate, yeah, we played like shit. There's nothing. I can't say anything more about it. Welcome to the show, Drunatic. All right, we still love you. Yes, virtual hug right back. Thank you so much. Like I said, I'm getting used to the internet this time. Hi, Calvin, and come on, Nate. Am I freezing?
I don't know. It's hard for me. I need to rely on the viewers if you're freezing or not. It's tough for me to tell.
Okay, we're getting used to it. I did call Spectrum. They were going to get back to me, so we'll find out. Anyway, moving on. Welcome, Nate.
What's up, dude? The Eagles are playing right now. I think they're tied 16-16 with the Chargers. But more importantly, I'm excited about this week's beer.
Yeah, this week's beer is going to be fantastic. So let's go ahead and get right into it. This first beer, Nate, as you may or may not know, Nate knows, I went down to Tennessee or over to Tennessee. I used to say it down to Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Take me to a game of, what does he say? What do they say?
Take me to another place.
A game of horseshoes.
Arrested Development.
Yeah, oh yeah. A very, very popular band in the 90s. Oh, speaking of the 90s, guess what's back real quick? I cannot wait. I'm so excited.
What?
Skids.
What's that?
Oh, skids were pants. They were kind of like this. They were real
Boo-Baz?
like pants. And,
those are Boo-Baz, right?
Those are Zubats, but skids were more appropriate for school, and you can wear them out and stuff like that. It's more of a hip hop thing. Martin's giving us a score update 16-17 Eagles. Okay. All right. The ball. Hi, Barno. Thanks for keeping me awake. It says Drunatic 16-17. The ball Eagles up.
Lose.
Hey, guys. This is the Bills channel, and everybody knows.
That's a Bills channel. Well, it is.
All right, moving on, guys. Let's go. You guys may or may not know, I went down to Tennessee a few weeks ago, and I went and had a great time with about 160 alcoholic drunk people. It was one of the best times I've ever had. And that was on my best behavior. But one thing we did do during the day is we went to a brewery, and that brewery was called the Bearded Iris. It's a fun brewery just outside and in downtown Nashville. And I picked up a bunch of beers. I brought them back, and I sent Nate a couple. And check it out, guys. That's today's beer. We're going to be trying the Fresh on Fresh Wet Hop IPA.
Look at that.
All right.
I like the can, the color. By the way, this is a series, Travel Man Dan. So I figured it out. This one it says on the can right here, 2021 B, right? So they've done an A, they've done a B, and they've done a C. I think each year they'll do a Fresh on Fresh, and they kind of do a take with different hops.
Okay. Oh, really? They changed the recipe?
Yeah, so this one has the Chinook hops, where I think last year was Simcoe. And then the one before that, I forget which hop, but I'm pretty sure that's what they do.
Yo, Brendan, what the heck, dog? All right, awesome. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I am not a huge fan of the can, but I'll get into that in a minute. This is a 7.5%. So
bring it on.
I gotta do my physiotherapy in a little bit. Yes, looking forward to that. Barrow's in the house all the way
from
northern India on the Bhutanian border. Welcome, my friend. All right, so Nate, let's go ahead and crack this open. Give a smell. It is a Dipa. Can you tell everyone what a Dipa is? DIPA.
It is a double Indian Pale Ale. So they're doing 2 drops of hops, right? So it's going to probably be, and this is a hazy as well.
Oh, wow. I can smell it from here. Look at this. Holy shit. Look, I can smell it all the way from here. Let me see if I can smell it from here.
Hey, maybe you might not be able to smell it through the stench of that Bills mascot.
I don't think so, my man. I don't think so. I'm a little, speaking of Bills mascot, I'll talk to you guys in a little bit about it, but
wow. This smells really good.
Yeah, this is right up Travel Man Dan's alley. I love it.
It smells fresh.
Yeah, it smells fresh on fresh with tons of hops.
Fresh on wick.
Oh, beef on wick. I don't know, Nate. I'm guessing that it's a regular amber style. You're saying that it's a hazy.
It's a hazy, yeah.
I don't think it'll be too dark, but let's go ahead and pour it in.
Smells it's gonna be lemon yellow, I think. Oh,
yellow.
There it is.
Oh, man.
Look at the color, man. Lactose in there. And the smell, the head. Oh. So I'm starting to – so the first hazy I had, I think, was the 394. The Tony Gwynn out of – what was that? What's that brewer? AleSmith.
AleSmith.
I really, really like that. Cheers, dude.
Cheers. But, I mean, take a look at it. It's very hazy. It looks like you know, if you had a box of Crayola and you're looking for the maize color. Okay, this looks like the maize color. You really can't see anything through it. It looks very weedy, very grainy. There's not a lot of unfiltered particles going on through here. The carbonation leaves a good head. To be honest with you, this is a nice picture right here because you have what looks like the beer. The foam in the head on this thing is really holding up. And boy, if you could get a head like that all the time, you're in good shape. So I really enjoy this look of this beer. But hey, cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
Ding.
Super excited about this. I love hazies. This is an interesting brewery too. Hey, by the way, do you know what a bearded Isis is, Danny?
Bearded Iris?
Sorry, bearded Iris. Do you know what that is?
I know what a bearded ISIS is. It's a Taliban fighter or something.
Do you know what a bearded iris is?
No, I don't.
It's a flower.
Oh, yeah. It's a flower.
Yeah, it kind of looks like an orchid. So it's got a really long stem, and then there's this kind of like weird looking, it almost looks like a creature. But they're very expensive. One of them costs about $50 to $55. So I'm curious. There must be something with Nashville, Tennessee, that there must be a lot of those flowers around.
Oh, damn. If I knew they were $50, I would have came home with a whole bunch of them. I would have plucked them off. Anyway, going back to what you said, I'm not a fan of the hazies. I do think that first sip of this beer, this fresh on fresh, is very, very juicy. I'm not sure what it is, but I feel like the aroma coming off of this beer is definitely very hoppy and piney and has the consistency of your typical IPA. But boy, when you drink this thing, you're getting blasted with, it's like almost like a grapefruit flavor. I'm tasting a lot of lemon nodes in there. Super juicy. What about you, Nate? What do you taste?
Yeah, I taste a lot of lemon. It's a lot of citrus, especially with this hop, right? So it's going to be super citrus forward, really juicy. And it almost tastes like juicy fruit, like a sour version of juicy fruit.
Juicy fruit. You remember Juicy Fruit's counterpart? Or I guess,
hold on.
What's it? It was
red.
It was Big Red, but then there was, and you remember Juicy Fruit and Big Red, the wild card? It was one of three gums. You either had Juicy Fruit, Big Red, or
Double Mint.
Double mint. Okay, so let's put three of them in there, and there's a wild card in there.
Hold on, it's the zebra one.
Yeah, Fruit Stripe.
The fruit stripe, and it had like what 5 different flavors, and like it was colored flavors, right? There was a purple. There was
Brendan remembers that. Okay, yeah, you'd open up who remembers Fruit Stripe when you'd open that up and if you ripped off the top cleanly, it would go like a rainbow: yellow, green, orange, red, and then pink.
Rainbow, but we know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So hey, that's pretty cool, and maybe I think that's what's going on here with the fresh on fresh. Maybe they're using this rainbow, juicy kind of hippie look to go ahead and signify what this beer is actually going to taste.
Do you remember Blackjack gum?
First of all, Brendan, you're absolutely right. Tasted good for 2 seconds. And yeah, Blackjack gum was like, it was an oddball. It was who the hell chewed that thing? It was like
there was 2 kinds. This is a trip back to memory lane. My brother will remember this. There was 2 very specific kinds of like old school gum that we used to get at a flea market. One of them was Blackjack, and the second was called Tea Berry. Do you ever remember tea?
Tea Berry.
Yeah, chop, right? Tea Berry. And it was like kind of this fruity-ish but spicy kind of gum. Clove.
I remember clove. Yeah, it was purple and silver, the package. Right? It was the weirdest gum, and it was like somebody from World War II gave it to you. You know what I mean? Like a really old person.
There's a Seinfeld episode, I think, where they talk about clove gum, and Newman gets several boxes of it or something.
I can't wait to see that. But yeah, nobody eats clove gum. That's like really old. All right, so taking a look, Nate, we got it in here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and retract on a little bit. I don't know if you see it, but I definitely see a lot of unfiltered particles.
So this is an unfiltered beer. I'm pretty sure that the majority of their beers are unfiltered. Like, I think it's one of their things.
Yeah, when I was there, I definitely saw a lot of that. But let me go ahead and take you guys through a little tour of the Bearded Iris Brewery. And this is the brewery that we visited. This is the brewery that I went with my friends and coworkers and stuff. Here is their label, Bearded Iris.
That's the flower.
There it is, Nate. That's the flower that you were talking about, eh?
Hey,
Bubba. Welcome to the show. All right, so Bearded Iris. There it is. That's their logo. Now let's take a look at the Bearded Iris from the outside, looking in, and boom.
Nice.
Okay.
I like how the what are those called? The vats? What is that?
Yeah, we could call them vats. We can call them drums.
It looks like there's no walls in between. Like it's like an open.
Yeah, and I got to be honest with you. Okay, so I sat. See where this blonde hair girl is?
Yep.
You guys, everyone see that? That's where I sat and hung out for the afternoon. And to be honest with you, I didn't like that they didn't have any wall up here.
Really?
It's really weird. I didn't like this brewery because I was sitting here and literally you could just walk in here. They got their bags of like barley and wheat and hops and things like right here. I felt like they should have had some glass right here. And I was talking to my friend Christy, and I was asking her, doesn't it feel like something's missing? And she said the same thing. She said a glass wall, a glass like barrier, something here. But Nate says he likes it, so it's all your preference.
Well, don't you think there's something about like being connected to the brewing process? There's something.
I do, but in this particular case, I thought that. But in this particular case, and I'm going to look over here, this particular case, I didn't feel that because I felt like, well, it was like they didn't want to spend extra money by putting a. This looks really funny. Sorry, guys. This is me. Yeah, I felt like, it just looked, I don't know, something about it I didn't like. One thing I did like is this, Nate. This is the bearded. This is the other side of it.
That's a great looking bar.
Okay. Definitely looks like more of a movie set, if you will. Okay. You have this pool table, and then you just have this bar. It's chucked up there, and it's there, but it does its purpose. It's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. I definitely like this feel to it. It kind of reminds me of an old castle. Let's take a look at the outside. Pretty cool on the outside, Nate.
Yep.
Here is a picture, a quad picture from the outside. So this is the picture that you've seen. It goes back in here. You got these big silos out here, and then you have like an outdoor patio, which is pretty cool. Not really cool place. It looks like they bought some type of old industrial kind of warehouse type. What's that?
It's quite common.
Yeah. Yeah, they bought something in the cheaper section of Nashville, and they converted it, and they brought in their beer vats. They brought in the science of it all with the brewery and the brewers and stuff like that.
So how far away is that from, like, if you go to travel to Nashville, you go to Broadway, right? That's where everybody hangs out. How far outside of the city is it from
10 minutes.
That's it?
10 minutes, yeah. Which is really cool about Nashville because I feel like Nashville's a really big and fun city with lots of food, obviously lots of bars and partying and live music and stuff like that, things to do. I feel like there's a lot of things to do in Nashville in a very close proximity, right? Yeah. So being in Los Angeles, there is so much to do in Los Angeles, and it is so spread out.
You got to drive everywhere.
Yeah, to the point where people stick to their regions, and then all of a sudden, you have your West Siders, and you have Santa Clarita Valley people, and then they don't go anywhere else. And Nashville's cool like that because not only was this brewery downtown, but also the Greenbrier Distillery, one of the oldest places that makes alcohol, bourbon. Oh. Yeah, it was there. Yeah, it was right in downtown. Nate, you got to go and see it, man. We're gonna make a trip back. If you're just hopping
is that so? I've never been to Nashville. So for the viewers out there, would you say it's a pedestrian city, or is it more? Is it kind of everything's packed into one little area? You can get everywhere via walking by 20 minutes.
Yeah, you could do that. Honestly, I've never used Uber as much in my life. Now, I was with a lot of clients and I was with work people and stuff like that. So, we were doing that a lot, Ubering to places, going to places like this. If I was probably by myself and stuff like that, and I lived in the inner part of the city, I would probably take some type of transportation other than Uber. There's trains, there's buses. You could probably walk once you're downtown, but really cool city. This is what we're drinking from Nashville. It's called Fresh on Fresh. It's from Bearded Iris. Not a big place, Nate, but you can see they got a lucrative business going on.
I mean, they've got quite a bit of beers on offering. I saw when I went on to Rate Beer or Untapped, one of the two, they had 256 beers that they've released over the past, I don't know, however long those apps have been going on. So that's a lot. That tells me that they do a lot of seasonal stuff. They probably turn things over.
256?
Yes.
Damn.
Now, that's not what they offer for distribution. That's what they've had, and they probably have seasonals that they might go through 10, 15 a year that only do a couple of months or maybe a certain amount that they brew, and then they'll go on to the next year. Much like this one, the Fresh on Fresh, which it's consistent because the name Fresh on Fresh is the same, but they update via the hops every year.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. One of the things I did notice about it, Nashville is a bar-centric place, right? So we had talked about this before, kind of like Las Vegas and stuff like that. You're not going to get the best service behind a bar usually. People are just rushing out drinks, and they're usually a little pretentious behind the bar. They just get your beer and send it out to you. Now, I rolled up to a bar with 100.
Just so rude.
Yeah, I rolled up with 120 people. I didn't have the best experience behind the bar at Bearded Iris. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to talk to people about it and find out more about the show. But, it is what it is. The beer seems to be good. Nate, how are you enjoying this beer?
All right. So I like hazies compared to you, someone who doesn't like it. So for me already, the juiciness, the citrus, I like that. I like the combination with the hazy. This is a really good one.
Yeah.
The color, the smell, the nose, it's got a good strength to it at 7.5%. And it's got all those notes that you want, the citrus, the grapefruit, the lemon, the pine. And it just tastes like a really good beer. I would drink this again. I would buy this by the
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. See, I'm getting a lot of like grainy, kind of like sandy feeling. I don't know if
unfiltered.
Yeah, and typically with unfiltered beers, I don't get a lot of that, but this particular one,
grainy.
I'm getting that grainy, sandy feeling. Hey, Baro and the rest of India, happy Diwali!
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what?
Diwali, my friend.
You deserve a note for that one. Happy Diwali.
Yeah, give Baro a big shout out. Give him a pleasant note, will you, Nate? What do you got for him? Baro, this one's for you, my friend, and for your countrymen. Happy Diwali. I hope you're doing good. I hope that all is well in your country and enjoying your holiday. Here we go. Hey, Nate. All right. There it is, my friend. I love
Happy Diwali to Baro. We love you, man. Good luck to you in India.
Yeah, we're gonna. Nate, I'm not bullshitting. One of the things about me is, if you know me long enough, I will, whatever I say I'm gonna do. Sometimes I get sidetracked. Sometimes it takes longer, but eventually it gets done. And if I'm
7 times out of 10.
If I'm telling you I'm gonna get to India, I'm going. Feeling good, Dan? What a few Tylenol, Vicks, and tissues helps. How are you, Dan? Nate? Doing great, Calvin.
Awesome, man.
I have the best Tylenol in the world. Happy Diwali, Big Barros. Marissa, buenos tardes. All right. Welcome to the show. Guys, I want to continue on with the show. We're going to talk a little bit about buffalo stinks. I don't know if you guys noticed or not. You probably haven't. It's one of the things that's not really talked about that much, but I wanted to bring it up here on the show. November 1st marks a huge milestone, the 40th anniversary that Val James played. You know who Val James was, Nate?
I don't.
You have no idea, right?
No, never heard that name before. Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer. How about Jackie Robinson?
The baseball player.
Baseball player. And what is he famous for? What is he known for?
Played for the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Anything else insignificant historically?
He wore number 42.
Right, but what did he do?
Oh, well, he broke the color barrier.
Broke the color barrier. In what sport?
Baseball.
Baseball, that's right. So a lot of people don't even know Val James, but on November 1st, and yesterday was November 4th, 6th. So we celebrated in Buffalo. Val James was the first NHL hockey player of African-American descent, the first black hockey player to ever suit up and play. Played for the Buffalo Sabres and on November 1st in 1981. And
81.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. And what's just crazy because what's it?
It's 40 years ago. It is.
Yeah. 40 years ago, right? And when you think about color barrier, Jackie Robinson was 80 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like, what took that another 40 years to break?
The ice.
The ice. I mean, yeah. It's Bill's had a bad day. We're at Jacksonville's deep. I don't.
Dude, people are all over there. You lost to Jacksonville. It's deserved.
You know what? I thought our trap game was Tennessee. It gets worse.
Hold on. Who's next week?
The Jets.
Dude, if you lose to the Jets.
Not losing to the Jets.
Mike White.
But anyway, going back to Val James, congratulations, 40 years. My hat goes off to you for breaking the color barrier in a sport that I absolutely love. You know, I don't really remember him because I was a little bit older before I started watching hockey. I think I started watching hockey in '84, and somewhere around there, I think he was traded to Toronto. But I just wanted to go ahead and recognize that, Nate. Like you said, you've never even heard of Val James.
No. But I'm not a hockey guy like you are. But I will say this: being a Las Vegas native, thank you for Jake Eichel.
First of all, it's Jack Eichel.
What the fuck? Sorry, Jack Eichel.
No, screw you. I'm like, listen, I waited so long for Jack Eichel. Can't be worse than the Niners, says Greg from You Explain It. Thank you, Greg.
Is Jack Eichel still a good player?
Yeah, dude, he's amazing. He is amazing. All right, he's
getting a call on the house phone.
That's my house phone, guys. We're not gonna answer it, but yes, that's another thing with Buffalo hockey. Yes, Jack Eichel is amazing. He had basically it was Jack Eichel and Connor McDavid in the draft 67 years.
Edmonton.
Well, yeah, he got picked. So it was a coin flip. Who got it was between Buffalo and Edmonton. Edmonton got it. And there hasn't been a draft like this where players 1 and 2 have been the best generational players.
So who's better out of the two of them?
Well,
McDavid. Because the best ability is what? Available.
Yeah, McDavid is really coming to his own. He's really and that's the whole thing with Jack Eichel is, he hasn't played for a Buffalo team that's been very good with coaching, with other players. Basically what happened with him was he had a neck injury. He had a disc, and so the Sabres were saying that he could get through it through therapy. He was saying he wanted to get this operation, so he ended up wanting to hold out, and he ended up with Vegas Knights. This isn't a hockey review show. This is a beer review show. This is what we're reviewing. Still a little sore because I really liked Eichel, but I can understand. And, the players that we got for him, who knows what's going to happen, but I think the Vegas Knights are in good shape. With him and Matt Stone together, man, cheers.
Chargers are up 24. Oh, boop. Sorry, guys. So we did this time slot because the Buffalo Bills played at 10 a.m., but my Eagles started at 1 p.m. West Coast. So we're in the middle of the game right now. If you see me checking my phone, that's why.
Oh, look at this. Marissa says, hi, Jonatic. We missed you last week.
We did.
I absolutely love that. Hey, Marie, welcome. Welcome to the show, Marie. All right, moving on. Let's get through that whole thing. I don't know if I've told you guys this before, but not only if I lost this week, I lost again in fantasy football, Nate. At my job, I'm the worst. I'm 0-9. I am 0-9.
Have you told the viewers what the penalty is for losing the league?
No, I haven't.
There's not a better time than now.
All right, so my work has set up a fantasy football league. And I'm very adamant about it every year. I say, please, Rocco, I really don't want to play. Well, that doesn't really fly. Rocco makes me play, and I have to play. The reason I don't like playing, I don't like rooting for anybody other than the Bills.
Yeah, I get that. You don't want to root for Mac Jones to throw a touchdown against you.
Today, I found myself rooting for Mike Gesicki. That is an abomination. Okay, so anyway, I'm 0-9. I lost to Shanna Banana today, and my work is a work of construction people. So they let you have it, okay? They definitely let you have it. So here's the thing. The winner gets probably $325. We all chip in. The loser, which is probably going to be me at this point, has to wear on his truck, car, vehicle, a license plate, a pink license plate that says I suck at fantasy football.
And by the way, you have that nice, beautiful truck that you have now, and it's going to look great. The gray, the charcoal gray that you have is going to pop from that pink.
Yeah, and that's the sad part about it. I waited 25 years to buy myself a full-size truck, a truck that I've always wanted.
No, for a year you got to put a pink license plate on.
Yeah, in literally 2 months, I'm gonna have to put a pink license plate that says "I suck at fantasy football." Sucks. Ouch.
What? Who lost last year?
Shanna Banana. I missed you all. Well, I'm glad you guys think it's funny. Shanna Banana set me straight. Going on with the next thing, guys. We are going to be doing a thing that I want to offer up to you guys. I know I talked about it last week. I'll go ahead and solo screen this. I talked about this last week, but we're still in the works of developing. I'm going to be doing a separate room after every show. So here's how it works. If you're interested in the room, I want to go ahead and offer you the link. And then what happens is, for another half an hour to 45 minutes after the live show, we go ahead and we offer you a chance to go ahead and log on and drink another beer and hang out and talk about shit and like almost like a Zoom call. I told you about it before. We're going to be trying out my friend's beta test. You explain it, my friend Greg. But the way that we're going to do it, we're going to work it in. Like, I'm going to go ahead and offer this up to anybody that's interested to go ahead and join this group. So come December, if you're interested, December, I'm going to tell you the date right now, December 11th and 18th. We're going to be doing an after-hours private room. If you're interested, hop on, have another beer with us. I'll send you the link. Let me know in the DMs. Let me know wherever you can. I'd love to have you part of this. We're going to be testing out his beta. We're also going to be testing out this new style that Nate and I, the Test Bunny, are going to be doing. So come 2022, you're going to have a chance to go ahead and be part of just another beer, which is a separate room where you can hang out with me and Nate for another 40 minutes. Anyway, if you're interested, look forward to that. We're doing that in December. Let me know if you're into that. Missed you. Do you want to take the time zone's going to funk the stains on this one? Now, don't worry. We're going back to the 10 o'clock.
Yeah, this is just for football.
This is just for football. Yeah. We're going to go back to the 10 o'clock spot, probably somewhere around the first week of January. So hang in there. We'll get you. Hi, Marie. Hi, Danny. Aquanauts. Yes.
What up?
What up? That's a cool idea. See, Brendan likes it. Thank you, Brendan. So stay tuned for that. Nate, this is what we're drinking, the Fresh on Fresh. How are you liking it?
I like I said, I would drink it again. As a matter of fact, I'd like to get more of it.
Really?
Yeah. And I'd like to try more of their offerings because they are super IPA centric.
More of your offerings, good kind sir.
Yeah, I would like. We should probably reach out to them.
Yeah, it's pungent. It is pungent.
It's super juicy. It's like it's juicier than the AleSmith one, that's for sure.
Yeah, which is weird because being a Dipa, okay, a double IPA, I would expect it to be like super piney and have that real flavorful kind of IPA taste. But here's the weird thing about it, Nate. From right here to about here, that's what I smell.
Dude,
IPA.
it's super strong.
All IPA, baby. Then when you drink it, it's like super juicy. It's like, hey, you pulled over on the side of the road. There were some people from the south of the border selling lemons and oranges. You asked them to grab a bag, squeeze them up, and drink a 12-ounce cup of it. And that's what you taste. This super blast of citric.
Do you remember Orange Julius?
Of course. There's
an element of Orange Julius to this thing.
Yeah, it's really fruity. Orange Julius is still in the mall here in Santa Clarita.
Who goes to the mall?
I love the mall. I grew up in malls.
Look at my hair today. I look ridiculous.
Bro, you're acting like you got long hair. You don't have long hair.
I'm not acting like I have long hair. I'm surprised.
Yeah, you were like this. Look at this hat head. All right. Enough on the hair, guys. Moving on.
Idiot.
Yeah, exactly. Two idiots. So thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Two regular guys who love beer.
Two guys that love beer. We're bringing back guests. I just wanted to go ahead and update you. We are doing our business plan. We are formulating. Happy Diwali. We are formulating 2022. So be ready. We're going to be doing guests every week in 2022. So be ready. Be ready for that. Truditic's laughing. Greg from You Explain It says, is that 7.5% kicking in? Absolutely.
Oh, I feel this, no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a nice, I feel a nice buzz from this.
One thing I do like about this beer, not really liking the taste. The thing about, typically when I taste the beer that I don't initially like, halfway through it, I tend to develop some type of taste for it. I haven't really gathered that with this one. But I will say I do like the 7.5-ness on it. It's strong. Moving on to the next thing, Nate, it's time for good news. Are you ready?
Dude,
all right.
I love that. The sound effects are phenomenal. Hold on.
It was weak and it was groundbreaking, but it happened. All right, guys. This one is heartbreaking.
Uh-oh.
But it is good news. And I'm going to go ahead and show you the picture, and I'm going to read to you. Nate, this is good news. This is an 11-year-old boy from Bronx, New York. He is this year's ASPCA Kid of the Year because of his efforts to help socialize sheltered dogs at animal care centers of New York City. Evan Bisnath leads a busy life in the Bronx, but he doesn't let his many interests, or even a pandemic, deter him from his primary passion, helping socialize adaptable dogs by reading to them regularly. Wow, take a look at this kid. His favorite story to read to the dogs is the book Belly Rubens for Boobins, written by Jason Krause. The story is about a dog that was placed into the shelter and got adapted. Evan said, I like reading that to the dogs because when I'm done reading the book, I'm like, you will get adopted. Now I have hope for you. I mean, check out this kid, 11 years old, man. Is that heartwarming going on? Look at the dog's face.
I know, man. It's just the relationship between dog and human is such a great thing, isn't it?
It's amazing. I mean, look at this dog. You don't know what this dog probably is, at least over 1 or 2 years old. Probably been beaten or you mistreated. Okay, it's got its ears wide open. Listen to the kid. Then if we look over here, this is another dog that's listening in, and he or she is loving it. So I find that an amazing story, Nate. I feel like that's such good news. I feel like that's just a heartwarming thing. I love this because, I'm always conflicted. I love dogs and I love thoroughbred breeds. And I think that you should be able to choose and stuff like that. But I feel like when I have an ample space to go ahead and get a dog, I'm going to go ahead and get 2 dogs. I'm going to buy one that I want, the breed that I want. And I'm going to go ahead and adopt one because, I just have an affection for this kind of thing. And I love this kid. Once again, this is Evan Bisnath, and he is reading to dogs. And I love to read, but I think that's just really cool. Drunic says the weekly hair and video.
Danny, it's in the time that we live in, everything is negative, right? Everything is spun to a way to get you riled up and fear mongering, whatever, right? But these little stories, they're nice, man. It's the real human element.
It's good. What the hell? First of all, Drunic said, are you pregnant, Danny?
No. Dude, he's had surgery. He hasn't been able to move. He's a runner. He's a lifter. He's constantly working out. The fact that he hasn't has probably been driving him nuts for the past 3 weeks. And yeah, he looks pregnant.
Thanks, Drunic. Thanks, Nate. Okay, you know what? I've put a little weight on the waist. Okay, but one thing I will tell you is I'm dedicated to getting it off. So
you're going to do it super quick.
You may see a little blubber around my belly. Blubber. No, I'm not pregnant. This is not a Danny DeVito Arnold movie. Marissa's laughing. 15 watching. Shot time.
First of all, who does shots? It's funnel time.
Well, we do funnel at 20. Should we do shots at 15?
No, if it's shots, it goes higher than 20.
Oh,
What kind of dog? Oh, yeah, I can tell you his favorite dog.
My favorite dog? You know my favorite? What is
King
it?
Corso.
No, it's not.
What are you talking about?
I like the King. My favorite dog is the Doberman.
Okay. He's doing this for the show. He's told me probably 1,000 times the King Corso is his favorite. Now he's
I do. I love King Corso. King Corso is number 1. Number 2 is the Doberman. Number 2 is the Dalmatian. Drew, what's up? All right. Hey, it's been a long time since welcome, Drew.
Hi, Drew.
Welcome back, my friend.
Drew, we're doing this.
Fresh on fresh. Tell them a little bit about what we're doing, Nate.
We're just reviewing this beer right here from Bearded Iris Brewery based out of Nashville, Tennessee. It is a double IPA offering that has Chinook hops. Check it out if you're down in Nashville. We'll talk about the access in a minute.
Let's talk about Junatic. You talked about good news, so she was implying that I was pregnant. She wasn't implying that my belly's blubber.
Yeah, that's our fault.
Patrick Tuttle says
Tuttle
says it's shot time. I think I could do a shot for you guys. It's nice to see you and your friends like coming home for the holidays. Amazing sense of dude. This is the shit that I do this for. This is like the best comment. Like, look, Nate knows because he talks to me every day. The set behind me is not the most extravagant. We're moving into a new bar. I just came off of. I'm still in post-recovery surgery. Things are getting better. But one thing that is constant, Nate, one thing that absolutely shows up each and every week is our community. And the fact that Drew was away and then he came back and recognized that makes me so happy.
Dude, nobody knows how much Danny or how great Danny feels about stuff than me. I hear about it all the time. And it's all about that right there. So he's very appreciative.
I have some different kind here, but I will drink with everyone. Okay, drink it up. What are you guys drinking?
We don't have to drink the same beer to enjoy it.
Drink whatever you want.
Your friends, you're not ordering the same thing.
That's right. Drink whatever you want and let us know your score based on the time that you want to go ahead and score it on. But now it's about that time, Nate. I think we should go ahead and whack this down and give it a score. It is the Fresh on Fresh. It's from Bearded Iris Brewing out of Nashville, Tennessee. Let's go ahead and whack this sucker down. And
not as good when it's slightly warm at the bottom. I got to say that. No beer is, right? Well, I don't know. Maybe some are. Like I'm starting to kind of enjoy stouts at the end of them, right? There's something about the stout with the warmer temperature that's good, but this wasn't good when it's warm.
I kind of like some of the double box. Thank you, Drew. I appreciate it. I'm recovering well. I'm getting better and better each day. All right, Martin, I've been working crazy out. No problem. I'm glad to see you working. Going to the kitchen to get one. Nice. All right, let's go ahead and bust out the scorecard.
Hey,
I'm going to go ahead. Hey, that a boy. That's the spirit.
I love it. I'm rooting for the Bills this year, man. You guys are my team this year.
We look like shit today, but
I gotta give it to you, dude. So the Chargers, just giving everybody an update against my Eagles, 24-24. There's a minute 53 left in the fourth, and the Chargers have the ball on the Eagles 31.
Field goal, Chargers. They win 27-24.
Field goal. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. All right. What we got?
Moving on, guys. We haven't done this in a while, but we're going to do it today. We're going solo for the taste test. All right, the taste. I don't know. This beer, I liked it that when I cracked it, it tasted, I smelled like some beautiful forest, like way up in the sequoias, right? You just smell that piney taste. It's got you drooling for the hops that you so well deserved after a long week. But then when you drink it, it's not there. I like that pucker up. You know, you get that weird little tingle on these weird part of your cheeks. You didn't get that. You got nothing but fruity, kind of orangey, grapefruit flavor. It was hazy. Not a huge fan of the hazies. It was okay, and that's why I'm going to go ahead and give it a score of a 3.0 for the taste. Nate, what do you got, my man?
So I'm going to go with 3.5. Number one, I really like hazies overall, so I'm partial to this kind of beer. The fact that I got it from Danny when he was in Nashville and thought about us in the show, that probably is bumping it up a half a point. But I like that they are really displaying the unique hops. So the flavor of that comes through this beer. So for me, it's a 3.5. It's an above average offering for a hazy double IPA. I really like it.
Okay, not bad, not bad.
Right.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the price. Now, for this price, I paid for four of them, $15. I made a swap with my friend, right? So if I pull out my little calculator, let's go ahead and I'll calculate this. We have $15. Okay, divide by $4 equals $3.75, right? Tack down a little tax times 8%. All right, let's see what we get. Ooh, we're looking at a little more expensive than I thought. So
$4?
Just under $4. So a little bit pricey for one can of beer. And to be honest with you, I wasn't impressed when I went ahead and asked the lady, like, hey, can I try this one, or how much is this one? Very rude about it, but that's not gonna it's not gonna impede the score.
That's an X Factor thing.
Yeah, that's an X Factor thing. But here in the price, still $4, kind of expensive for one can of beer. Now I was able to do a swap with my friend Christy again, where she bought a 4-pack, I bought a 4-pack, and we were able to swap out a couple of cans. So I came up on this, but still $4 for a can of beer that I'm not too thrilled about. 3.0 for me.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know the price until now, everybody. So a little bit. I mean, I guess the fact that it's in Nashville, maybe, I don't know. But when I think about other 16-ounce cans with hazies, AleSmith, Cloudy Haze, Danny, that comes to mind. That price was probably $2.79, and the alcohol volume was very similar. And I think the product was better. So for $4, this is pricey. So I'm going to go with 3.0.
Yeah, same here. All right, Drew says, here's the one I'm drinking, the Warsteiner Premium Oktoberfest from the brewery. Warsteiner Brewery. Great beer. We've had it before. We've tried it. That is a delicious beer. Any Warsteiner I love. All right, going on with the design. Nate said he liked it, and I'm going to be real honest with you, and I don't want any guys to come at me from weird groups or anything like that. I'm just not into the rainbows, okay? I'm not into the whole rainbow look, the 70s look, the fresh on fresh. I like the font. That I will say. I like this. I feel like they could have done something different. I don't like the sticker that they slapped on here that just has the rainbow. It just, to me, it screams weird psychedelic 70s, and I'm not too into that, right? One thing also I want to point out is they went with the smaller sticker, slightly smaller sticker. They went with, like, literally they cut 2 inches. Okay, so an inch here and an inch here. And nowadays what you're looking at is this aluminum can, right? And they put the sticker on, but it goes all the way to this lip bend. Fresh on Fresh from Beer at Iris went with a little bit cheaper option, and they cut out an inch. I do think that makes a difference because it shows more of the silver can. I want to see more of their label. So for me, not a great label, nothing really great to hold on to. I'm going to go right down the middle, 2.5.
Yeah, so I do like the psychedelic 70s theme here, right? I'm not sure if that's exactly what they were going for, by the way. The rainbow doesn't do it for me, and I also don't knock it points for the rainbow. I kind of like it. I've said on previous shows, I don't like the sticker. I don't like the trend of stickers, and this is no different. So I'm going to ding it. I'm going to give it a 3.0. Guys, do something better in the sticker. I know why you're doing it. I get it. There's a cost savings there.
Yeah, especially you got to look at it from their point of view. If they're putting out 256 beers,
which I get.
Yeah,
but I can still knock you for that, right?
Yeah,
maybe, what is it? Maybe 3 cents a can. So I don't know. For me, I would want to do something that was more robust, more fitting. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Drunatic said, no, you don't look pregnant. You look good. Thank you, Drew. Marissa said, cheers, thanks. Greg, when are they going to change the name of the Buffalo Bills to something PC like Cowboys? Never, Greg. Don't ever say that again. All right, moving on. We're gonna just hey. All right, moving on to accessibility.
We're 5-3 now.
Because this is a very niche brewery, and I feel like,
oh yeah,
they're really niche. People in Nashville probably know about it. People in Knoxville, Tennessee, maybe Charlotte, North Carolina, but that's about it. Not going to find this beer a lot of places. It's a smaller brewery. It is an up-and-coming brewery. They have some delicious beers. They know what the hell is going on. They're hip to the game. They're really good at what they do. It's just their accessibility is not very strong. So for that, I'm going to go ahead and strike them. I'm going to give them a 2.0 because I don't feel like you could buy this beer or find this beer anywhere outside of state of Tennessee, maybe possibly Charlotte, North Carolina. Nate?
Okay, I'm going to throw a wrinkle in this because I agree with you, but guess what? I saw this brewery at the Total Wine.
No, you didn't.
In Vegas. Yes, I did.
No, you did not.
I did. Not this beer. Not this one. So if we're going on this beer alone, not the brewery, I have to ding it. But if we're going on the brewery, they are accessible in Las Vegas and probably Los Angeles. But we're going to talk about the beer specifically, Fresh on Fresh, 1.5. I guarantee you that's not something that you can find in the Las Vegas Total Wine. But they do have beers here from Bearded Iris.
Wow. I'm shocked. Jordan takes the high, Patrick Martin giving us an update, and we got a 27-24, just like I said.
Yes.
Wow, Bo, you're looking pretty muscular.
I learned that from you.
That's right, baby.
Look at those guns.
Moving on. Okay, let's go to the TMD.
Where's the beach, dude? Where's the beach?
Where's the beach? Excuse me. We got 17 people. Where's the funnel? Is it over there or is it over there?
Oh!
TMD hasn't worked out in 2 months. Looking forward to getting them back to working out, looking buff as hell. Ladies, look out. Still looking for my wife out there. But now we're talking about Fresh on Fresh, the TMD X Factor. Here's the thing. I was at this brewery. I went there and physically bought this can. This is their 2021 updated can. I think that's got to hold some weight. But other than that, I hold no allegiance to them, especially after Tennessee beating us in football. I always have a sour taste for the city of Nashville. I really like it as a party place. I think it's so much fun. I think the people are wonderful. The food is delicious. But as far as the beer goes, this is my first introduction to a Tennessee beer. I was here. I went to the brewery. I bought this beer. I brought it home. Nate's drinking it. We're doing a show on it. That's got to hold some weight to me. So for that, and because I was actually there to experience it and hope to see it again, I'm giving it a score of a 4.0. Nate, what do you got?
All right. So obviously the X Factor there's a lot of different variables to that. So the fact that, number one, that Danny was able to send this to me is a big deal. Number two, the fact that you got it in Nashville, there's a connection between us there as well. Number three, Rocco's on the show. Shanna shows up on the show every once in a while. The fact that you had traded a couple of beers with Christy. These are all people I know and care about. So for me, I'm actually going to give it a 5.0 for the X Factor.
Whoa!
Because, it involves a lot of people I care about, and that's what that score is about, right? Nostalgia, love. So 5.0 for me on the X Factor.
Wow. Fantastic. Now, just for the record, I got to clear something up. It's not Christy that that works for Gothic.
Oh.
It's Christy that works for DR. She's a client of ours, and we absolutely love her, and she loves drinking beer. So shouts out to you, Christy. And her boyfriend likes to drink beer.
Oops. Still, all right, 4.99.
We'll give you the 5.0. Let's total this up. All right. Remember, we'll give you the premise of looking at my brain. Thanks.
The premise of looking into my brain. All right. My score is above average. Where's yours?
My score is not good, guys. I'm going to get right to the point.
Dude, what do you do?
You didn't do well with
scores recently.
It didn't do well with the design. It didn't do well with accessibility. Unfortunately, I gave for Beard Iris the Fresh and Fresh a score of a 14.5.
Oh,
Oh, what'd you give it, my man?
17. Now you got to remember, I am a big fan of hazies, right? I did ding it for accessibility of 1.5. My X factor, because of the fact of how I got it, right? I feel like that plays a role. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to get it. But yeah, other than that, the taste, style, and price was all slightly above average. So for me, it's a 17.
Wow. All right. Hey, that's what I hope. That's what I love about this is because me and Nate, we don't discuss a lot of the beer. We don't discuss it all. We go ahead, we get the beer, and we try it right here raw on the show so you guys get it live and let you know there's no bias to it. Yeah, there's some things that will alter the scores of the TMD experience factor or the test bunny factor. Those things will definitely be higher. Rocco, hey, Paisan, are you still there? How's it going, Rocco? All right, guys, time to go on to the second beer. But first, I must take a bathroom break. Nate, can you talk to us about anything? Anything you got? Just give us something. Give us 2 minutes of Nate.
Well, I don't really know what to talk about, but I'm super excited about this next beer, and I'm pretty sure Danny has already dropped the lead. Is that the right term? Drop the lead, and let you know what it was. It's a beer based out of a country that I lived in the past, so there's some nostalgia for me. But there's a wrinkle about this beer. So when I was doing some research, it was very, very difficult to find any information on this brewery. And the fact it's from China is not surprising that I'm struggling to find information on the brewery. But when I went on to Untapped, which is, if you guys haven't been to Untapped, it's Untapped, which is a really good website and rating system for beer. It's one of the ones that I use. I go in there anytime I try a new beer. I'm able to put in a lot of these different categories and score the beer. It's not exactly the same as we do it. It's out of a 0 out of 5 scale. But anyway, when you go and you look for this beer, it actually says it's based out of Sydney, Australia, which is interesting because everything about it is Chinese. So I'm not really quite sure where it comes from, which is kind of interesting. And there's no information on the actual brewery. So I'm kind of surprised or excited to see what Danny pulled up on pictures of this brewery because there's really not a lot of information out there. And when I lived in China, I lived there for 8 years. I never saw this beer before, ever. Not once. So I'm pretty curious to see what he has come up with for his pictures.
Well, I've come up with something, but not much.
And he's coming back from the bathroom. Here he is, Travel Man Dan.
Travel Man Dan is back. You can hear me, but you can't see me. Holy cow. I don't know what it is. I got to go ahead and let you guys know. What is it? I ate a whole bunch of asparagus before the show. What is it that makes asparagus? Makes your pee smell like an old gym suit that's been rolled up after swimming, put in a locker and in a bag.
Limonene.
That's what it's called, limonene?
Yeah.
It's a rank smell. So if you eat, if you go ahead and eat asparagus like I did, not to mention I had a beautiful frittata for breakfast. Thank you, Maria. Beautiful. All right. I love this comment. Who is your girlfriend? Says Barrow. Right to the point. Barrow.
Who is your girlfriend?
I am without a girlfriend for many years, my friend. Why, I don't know. But let's stick to the show, guys. If you go ahead and eat asparagus, you might have urine that smells like an old gym suit rolled up and stuffed into a Ralph's bag and locked into a locker. If not, you're good.
Pretty accurate.
Wow, that's cool. What did you say about China? But I don't know. But guys, the second beer of today's show is from the Lucky Buddha Brewing Company. One of the best, if not the best bottles we've ever had on this show. Folks, I want to go ahead and introduce to you the Lucky Buddha bottle, the Enlightened beer. Look at this friggin' thing, dude.
The bottle itself, right?
The
bottles of the fact that they took the time to get the glass to be this, like, just the feel of it is pretty awesome. It's sturdy, it's robust, right? It's got weight to it, but it does get dinged for me immediately off of the fact that it is a green bottle.
Well, you know what? That you do have some weight in that speech over there, but until we actually try it, we don't know. To me, it looks like something that would be on somebody's like countertop or maybe the top of the refrigerator with olive oil, something that's
or a black or a lighter highlighter.
Yeah, it's just never used. It just sits.
All right, so
remember last week's Halloween con?
Are you good? Can you guys hear me or hear Travel Man Dan? Put it in the comments so we know. I'm sure he's probably struggling. There you go. There he is.
Good Lord. My God.
Oh, you cracked it? You cracked it?
It is brutal, bro. I feel like I just ran over a skunk on the 101.
Oh, dude, you know what that smells like?
A skunk being run over.
No, but it smells exactly like Rolling Rock.
It's brutal.
It smells exactly like Rolling Rock. Isn't it crazy? Look at my backdrop right now. It is 4 o'clock. Look how dark it's already getting.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Oh no, back on the green bottle.
So what do you smell?
Skunk.
I smell skunk. I smell corn. I smell just tons of like barley.
I can't.
It might even be rice. Yeah, it smells a little bit like soju or something, like a rice wine, rice vinegar. All right, fuck it. So, guys, I'm using a typical pint glass for this. It deserves nothing better. As a matter of fact, if I put it into a silo cup, that would be sufficient, in my opinion. We're working through Travel Man Dan, getting back on. Don't worry about it. I got it covered here. I'm pouring this beer, Lucky Buddha, from Qidao, China. I forget what province that is. Shandong, maybe. There he is.
No, it's not Shandong.
Zhejiang. The head. Zhejiang. The province is Zhejiang. All right. So the head is super, it's going to go away really quickly, right? You can see all the bubbles there, the effervescence, right? So that tells me that this is going to shrink pretty fast. The smell, I don't know. It smells like a Qingdao. It smells a bit like a Corona. Definitely smells like a Rolling Rock. There's a ton of Rolling Rock flavor in here, or scent in here, which is probably from corn, maize. Danny, what's up? Welcome back.
Thanks, guys. I'm really sorry about that. One of these days, we're going to figure it out. But here we go. Lucky Buddha, the Enlightened beer. Cheers, Nate. Let's go and try it out. Ugh. Yeah.
I tried to drink it as fast as I could because the flavor is awful.
It's brutal.
I mean, it's really bad, man.
It's
so the Heineken we had, you know what? That's what it is from last week. The Heineken, there's a Heineken smell there. It's got to be from the sun getting in through that glass.
It's something bad, to be honest with you. Thank you so much, Trinitech. Hi, cheers, Marissa. It smells like the inside of like a crutch. Like the inside, if I was to take this rubber thing off, and when you smell like the inside of a metal pipe, it just does not smell good. It smells skunky. It tastes like corn and cereal. It's my first sip of this beer, may be one of the worst sips I've ever tried. Now, I love the beer design on the bottle, but the sip itself is pitiful. It's gross, and I'm not liking it.
First of all, it takes a lot for Travel Man Dan to like shit on something, right? Like he's Mr. Positivity. That's a great thing. It's one of the great traits about him. He always sees things glass half full. The fact that he's going that hard after this beer, it tells you what I'm tasting. This is not good beer at all.
Yeah.
There's not a redeeming quality to it. The fact that there's even alcohol in it, I'm not sure that saves it. I like the bottle.
Yeah, the bottle is great.
Why not make it brown?
The bottle's great, but yeah,
The smell, it's so bad.
It's so bad. I
Cereal.
feel like
I smell old cereal.
I'm in a Star Wars movie with a bunch of aliens that have been farting, and they've just been farting around me. Like I'm sitting here with a bunch of lizard characters. And
can we get rid of this thing, dude? Can we just drink it and score it?
No, we're gonna do it right. We're not skipping any steps. We're doing it right. Hey, trolling. Why are you shitting on it? Well, Frank, like Nate said, I'm generally a very positive person.
I'm done. I had to get rid of it.
Come on, bro.
Sorry.
What are you doing,
guys? I had to throw a wrinkle into this thing. It's not good.
Well, what the fuck are we supposed to do for the rest of the show?
What? I already know my scores.
All right. Well, that's a penalty.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, show us you're sorry by taking a shot.
Fine.
Fine.
What should I do? All right. I will give everybody an opportunity to vote. Should I take a shot of Redbreast or Irish whiskey, Ancho Reyes chili liqueur, or Larceny bourbon?
Well, Drew says it's a 0.01. The thing is, Drew, that we have to drink it all the way to the end. My friend over here and co-host, he decided he would drink it all at once. Nate takes a shot. We need to penalize him.
All right, fine. I will be penalized. But every once in a while, sorry, I went off script here, guys. It doesn't taste good. It's not good. I didn't even want to smell it. Oh.
So you had to get through it that quick.
Armpit.
Bourbon, says Marissa. Bourbon, says Martin. Larceny or whiskey.
All right, bourbon. Deal.
All right. Now I'm going to set you guys up because I'm going to drink the whole beer slow and low, baby. I'm going to set you guys up. Penalty shot. That's right.
Oh, wow. So dude, slow and low. Here we go. Larceny.
What's that? Bourbon?
Bourbon.
From where?
Where's the only place you can get bourbon? Kentucky.
No.
Yes.
Tennessee. Game of horseshoes. Fill that sucker all the way.
No, not all the way. This is a huge cup.
Doesn't look that big from here.
And this is 100 proof.
That's only 40.
Ah, it smells great. So it smells so much better than the swill that I'm so glad that that's gone. I already know my scores. It's a 1 across the board.
Wow.
I'm gonna give it a total of a 5.
We haven't even gotten to what would you rather.
Sorry.
All right. Well, show and tell time, guys. Would you like to drink first? I'm going to talk about show and tell.
Yes. So, is it just me?
Just you, brother.
All right. Cheers, Drew. Who else is online right now?
We have a lot of people. We have
17
trolling
people, right? Drew, I'd like to know.
Aquanuts, Marissa, Martin,
Aquanuts.
Yeah, a lot of.
This is all for you, my brother, my mom, whoever's out there supporting us. Thank you so much. And I'm going to drink this shot of Larceny for you because that beer is dog piss.
Oh, who's drinking dog piss?
Ugh. First of all, don't shoot bourbon. All right, that's not what it's made for.
Cheers, Jim. Nate. Okay, you went for it. Let's roll right on through it, guys. I want to talk about show and tell. Today's show and tell is this. Check it out. You know what this is?
It's a binder.
The binder.
Are there CDs in there? Oh,
look at that.
Frozen. Huh? Okay, I'm not sure what he's showing for show and tell. What can I show for show and tell? Oh, all right. While he's frozen, I had a different beer today that we're not reviewing.
Real pissed off my internet here.
Okay, go ahead. Are you back? Yes, I hear you now.
I think I'm back. Okay, so this right here is a binder, and I want to show you that I do every 5 years, and I write down every single day of my life that happened that day. So if we go back, yeah. If we go back 5 years, this was April 29th, 2017. And I handwrite it in cursive what happened that day. And every single day, I write down something. Look at this one. This one even happens when I was eating.
Oh, man. It's such a cool thing.
I don't know if you got that's. This is what I do. And the reason I do this is because journal my life. I have to journal my life. Okay. So when I'm here, it is hard, man. There's days that I was super tired. There was days that I was on vacation. There was days that I was just not in the right form. I carried this red binder, and not even you knew about this, Nate. I never shared this with anybody, but every day.
He just cut out. So I'm going to take over until he gets back on. The fact that he does this, I never knew about it, and he tells me everything. But the fact that he does it is the most Danny thing, and I mean that with in the most complimentary way. He is a man that has created a lot of very good habits and believes in self-actualization, right? So being able to find dreams or goals or aspirations and following through on them, which is quite a great thing. And when he's your best friend, it's a good thing. It's a good energy to feed off of. So the fact I never even heard about this before is quite interesting and awesome at the same time. And it's just very Danny, that's who he is as a human being. He believes in himself. And some people don't quite get that. I get it. He's forced me to get it over 20 some years. But everybody wished that they had a diary of some sort or a log of their days, and he's just doing it. Like there is no, I wish I had it. He's done it. So that's kudos to him. He's done a great job with that. I'd love to kind of just read through them myself. I'm sure that won't happen, which I completely get, because I'm sure there's some vulnerability in those pages. But the fact that he does it tells you a lot about who he is as a human being. He really believes in getting better and reflecting upon who he is as an individual. He does it with me. He holds me accountable all the time. And I know he does it with a lot of our friends, and that's what makes him such a magical and great person. So hopefully he'll be able to get back onto this show quickly, because I'm not prepared.
What's up, everybody? What's going on? How's everybody doing? Boy, I tell you what, if there was ever an internet company that needed to be spanked, man, I'm going to slap the ass of Spectrum. I don't know how many times I got to go through this thing.
Well, you know what, though? It's all good, man. We got it all figured out. The fact that you write that stuff every day is pretty incredible. It really is.
Man, brother, I'm telling you, dude, this thing is like over.
I mean, the proof is right there. I mean, if someone tells you I write every day for 5 years, you're like, whatever. They don't care. Right there is the proof.
No, this is only 1 year. Look at this.
Can you go to what's today? What is November 7th, 2021 or 2020? Can you read a couple?
Nate, I think probably I framed it up wrong. So what it is, I do this. This was 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I do 1 year every 5 years, every single day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I was giving you a lot of accolades. I take them all back.
No, I have that. I do write every day, but I write about not so much personal stuff like this. This is very personal. This is like literally everything that happened that year.
Is there any pork in there?
Any what?
Pork?
Pork? Like pig? Oh.
Like porkin'.
Oh, like pork. Like porkin'. I mean, you say, hey, did you pork? All right. No, there's no. There might actually. I don't know. But yeah, I definitely write all this shit down, and even every single day. If I showed you the other box of stuff where I write every day, you wouldn't believe me. People just don't believe me. Anyway,
I believe you because I know how psychotic you are.
Let's move on, guys. Old paychecks. Let's rip through these comments.
Old paychecks.
The dog, Danny, you need to pay your internet bill. I know.
No, it's not. He's not that.
Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, I'm doing it. I write fucking every day, but this is more intricate. This is like, so we'll see what happens. That's pretty, what is this one? Detectable?
Dedicated.
Oh, that's such a great idea. Yeah. You know what the thing is like, I show you this just because it's show and tell. And I want to go ahead and share these things with you. But if you do that and you do these types of things, it's not to go ahead and I'm not talking about me to go ahead and self-promote me. I'm talking about how it affects you in your life when you go ahead and you categorize yourself and you look at yourself at the end of each day and you say, you know what, I'm going to organize my thoughts, everything I thought about today and everything that I think about tomorrow. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to fucking put it on paper. Wow, dude, my head would explode if I didn't do this. It would. It really would. Because now I have a place to put it. Now, whether or not anybody ever friggin' reads this shit, I don't know. But the fact
but that's the thing. It's not about other people reading it. It's about you performing the exercise, right? It's the dedication to the exercise that means something. If nobody ever reads that, it's not for naught. You know, it's the fact that you went through the activity.
Yeah, and the discipline of doing it every night helps me in other areas of my life.
What do you do when nobody's watching, right?
Exactly.
What do you do when nobody's watching? What do I do? You don't want to know.
It's easy to perform in front of thousands of people when they watch, but it's really hard to perform 1,000 times when nobody's watching.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. You should make that the quote of the day.
I have a different one, but thank you so much, Marissa. Welcome back. I am back. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Remember that?
Bacon.
All right. Moving on, guys. It's time for What Would You Rather?
Oh, here we go. What would you? Are we doing a gross one today?
No. But we're gonna do What Would You Rather. Then I'm just gonna whack this sucker down because it's terrible. And if you did it, I can do it too. All right. Moving on with number one. Question number one. What would you rather? We're talking about where would you rather go? Would you rather go to where this terrible beer is brewed? Oh, and by the way, this is the only thing I could find out about it. So if you're wondering why we can't find a brewery tour about it, this is the only thing I could find on the internet. Check it out, Nate. There it is. Lucky Buddha beer. That is the only thing I could find about this beer on the internet. But moving on, guys. One thing that's really cool is where the brewery is. So where would you rather go? What would you rather? Let me know now or let me know after the show. It is the Thousand Island Lakes in Qingdao. Not Qingdao. Qingdao.
Oh, Qingdao.
Qingdao.
Qin. Qingdao.
Qingdao. Look how beautiful this is. All those little islands. Let's take another look at it. Of course, you're going to have that gray filtered look that I'm so familiar with being over there. And you know, take a look at all these cool little islands. Or number two, where would you rather go? I know this was brewed in Nashville, but we did Nashville a couple of weeks ago. So I'm going to bring you, I was walking in Memphis.
Oh!
With my feet on off the ground. Take a look at Memphis. You like Memphis? Take a look at Memphis. All right. Where would you rather go? The Thousand Island Lakes in Qingdao or Memphis, Tennessee? That's a tough one because they both look fun. But for me, I've done enough bar life. I've done enough places where I get drunk and run around wild, whatever. I'm more into the beauty and nature of things. I'm going to Qingdao, the Thousand Island Lakes. That's just one depiction of it where you can see the islands. But there's actually a lot of stuff to do there. They have boat rides and stuff like that. I'm going to China. I'm going to Qingdao. Nate, what about you?
Pass. I'm going to Memphis. I'm definitely going to Memphis. Look at all those lights. Look at that. It looks like a mini Broadway from Nashville. Like I want to go hear the country music. I want to drink the moonshine. I want to drink a Lynchburg lemonade or whatever you call it. Like that. Yeah, Memphis. I've never been there. I've been to China. I lived in China. I want to go check out the American institutions, and Memphis is one of them.
Nice. All right, Aqua, that says, what's your first year? Actually, a long time ago, and I lost it back in the early 2000s. I saw my pictures. I did see your pictures. Very, very nice. Show and tell. Nate, what does your tattoo say?
Which one?
Which one?
Which
John's.
one?
Yeah.
Because Danny was with me when I got. He was with me when I got a lot of these. This one, he was with me. Which one?
Come on, half trolling. Tell us about that one right there on your forearm.
So we were in
Pattaya.
Pattaya, Thailand, and we were drinking. So their drink of choice in Thailand of liquor, right, not beer, is Sansum whiskey, which is basically like an iteration of brandy, in my opinion, right?
Yeah, I think that's probably the closest.
It's kind of like a cognac rum kind of thing. Anyway, it's super cheap and it gets you banged up. So we were hanging out at this place called Oops, and that's with an OOPS, right? And we were probably 2.5, 3 seats to win at this point. And I said, I'm just walking down the alley. I was drunk. I'm going to get a tattoo. I went and I got this one, right? It's pretty big. If I could get rid of it, I would. But the sentimentality behind it is that it says this literally in Thai language means this is for my mom. So I was feeling nostalgic and love at that moment, and I got something for my mom. All my tattoos have to do with my family or my country, so that's why.
Yeah, you don't want to remove that shit. That's part of your life. Yeah, you guys always have an interesting show. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you.
I appreciate that one. Have you graded Qingdao? Yes, we have. You actually did pretty good. Frank says Pattaya is a wild time.
Oh, it certainly is.
We'll save that for another day.
First time Danny and I walked down one of those bar tents. I've never heard. First of all, women have never hooted and hollered at me before. It was an interesting thing to be the person being yelled at.
Whee! Yeah.
Get over. Come here. Come here. Come drink with us. Remember the game, dude? Remember the dice game?
Yep. I remember that.
What the fuck?
Remember, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was a good time, man. It was a really good time. But moving on, guys. Question number 2. Who would you rather meet? We're talking about China, baby. Who would you rather meet? I have actually met him. I've worked with him. It was a dream come true. Take a look. There's Travel Man Dan right there. That is the old Travel Man Dan. And that is
hold the line.
That is Jackie Chan right there, guys. These are pictures from the movie that I was in with Jackie Chan. So I don't know if you've seen the movie Dragon Blade. It was a dream come true. It was the reason I moved to China. It was a shot in the dark. A lot of people made fun of me. A lot of people laughed and said it would never happen, but it did happen. There I am. I worked with him for about 3 months. Absolutely loved my experience with him. Met a lot of friends that continue to work with him. So today's question, being with the Lucky Buddha beer, would be: who would you rather meet? Would you rather meet Jackie Chan or good old Dolly? Okay, there's Demolition. Look at this babe over here. All right, as she gets, that's probably the 90s, and she still looks friggin' good into her 60s. I mean, Dolly Parton is an icon. Wonderful. Absolutely beautiful. Awesome songs. I love all her music. I'm an old country fan. So for me, it's a tough decision because I've already done the one. But anytime Uncle Jackie calls, I pick up the phone and I'm there. I'm ready for you, Daga. And but I really want to meet Dolly Parton. I really want to meet her. I don't know what it is. It's not about the big breastises or breasts. Is it breastises or breasts? You know, everyone, you know, back when I was younger in the 80s, everyone would talk about, you know, they go Dolly Partons.
Yeah. She was the first one, really, when you think about it, that put it out there the way that she did with really little to no animosity about it.
Yeah, Dolly was, and she was, the thing about Dolly is she was extremely and still is extremely friggin' talented. And you got everybody from, you know, every walk of life on TikTok, and they go ahead and they post their little body and their little boobies and their little butts and whatever like that, and they're getting popularity for what? What's your talent? Shaking your boobies?
You don't have a talent.
Exactly. So for me, I love Jackie Chan. It's dream come true. Always will look at that experience as a, you know, job well done, Danny. Pat myself on the back because I tried my dream. I accomplished it. But I would, in this case, in this specific question, meet Dolly Parton. What about you, Nate?
100% Dolly Parton. I don't even think there's any room for anybody else. That right there is an American institution icon that it's a kind of a dying breed, right? So for me, all day long, Jackie, congratulations. I'm super excited that my friend likes you so much. But for me, it's Dolly Parton.
Oh, you sound so excited. Well, yes, I was gladiating. It was a wild dream come true. Have trolling. Thank you for liking my hair. Drunatic, I want to meet you. I really want to meet you. I'd rather meet you, Danny.
Come here.
Dolly, of course, says Calvin, wants to get sucked up in those. Dolly's classic, so charitable. Yes, she is. Cheers. Okay. Jolene. Oh, that's a crazy hair. Yes, it is. But now it's time to go on to question number 3. One of my favorites, and that is the food. Okay, where are you going, guys? We're talking Tennessee. We're talking Memphis.
Rub.
Look at those babies, dude. Beautiful pinkness going on, dry rub, hard crust.
Danny, do you like the barbecue sauce style rib, or do you prefer the dry rub style rib?
Nowadays, I like the dry rub. Before, when I was younger, I liked the barbecue. Now I like the dry rub. I'm not sure what happened, but that's what I like. Or do you prefer the old, if we're talking China, we're bringing in ribs, we're bringing in pork, Hong Shao Rou.
Oh, fucking A, dude.
That's a tough one.
First of all, your host here, Travel Man Dan, nicknamed me Hong Shao Rou about years ago. And there's a reason for that, because that dish, it's pork belly, right? It's pork belly that's been stewed. And you typically in a pressure cooker over a long period of time, because they want to get rid of that layer of meat between the fat, and it becomes like tender, so tender. It's like you can just put a chopstick through it, right? And just absolutely. But anyway, Hong Shao Rou is basically like soy sauce flavored pork belly that's been marinated and cooked over a long period of time in a pressure cooker.
So there it is, guys. There's your choices. I mean, think of it. This is a giant chunk of fat, at least half an inch. And then you get to the meat.
So good.
But it's so good. I know it sounds gross, but it's so awesome. Good. It's like warm butter melting with rice. It's just so good. But I can't turn my back on an American classic. And if you get a chance to eat Memphis ribs, there is no other. Okay, so for me, I'm going Memphis ribs. Nate, what about you?
It's really hard, man. Really hard, because I'm not a massive fan of American food, but the ribs we might beat China on this one. So I'm gonna have to go American, or the Memphis style ribs. I like a dry rub rib too, and I probably prefer it to the Hong Shao Rou. And Hong Shao Rou is one of my favorite Chinese dishes, so I don't say that lightly. Pork ribs.
Okay, nice. Most people are going with the dry rub. Have Trolling says he wants to try that belly. Okay, going on with question number 4. It's a real quick one, an easy one. Are you a night person or are you a morning person? Used to be both, okay? Pretty much didn't sleep at all. But as I get a little bit older, I definitely like the morning. So for me, that's a no-brainer. I'm a morning guy now.
You know what? I kind of agree. So, like, the nights for me are becoming shorter and the mornings longer, especially on the weekends. Like, I would love more than anything just to enjoy a hot cup of coffee on a fall morning at about 7:10. I would prefer that to one of these double IPAs, at night at 12 o'clock. So, morning person.
Very nice. We have Cindy here. Ni hao, Cindy.
你好，
你喜欢吃红烧肉吗？
要。
Oh, Cindy. One time I saw Cindy eat 2 pounds of Hong Shao Rou. Just kidding. All right. Moving on to question number 5, the last question of today. Here we go. He's giving me the signal. Guys, here it is. Which would you rather be? Would you rather be on crutches?
No.
6 months.
No.
6 months you're on these suckers.
No.
I've been on them for 5 weeks and it's hell. 6 months on crutches, or you're in a sling for an entire year. You can't move. You can't move one of your arms.
Which arm? Is it my dominant arm or my?
It's your dominant arm.
Wow, all right. So what are you doing?
For me, I'm going through the crutches. It's brutal. Okay. But one thing about the crutches is once you're stationary, you're stay put. But nice thing, I've also been in a sling for a couple of weeks. You can still walk around. You can use your other arm, even if it is your dominant arm. For me, I'm going to have to go with the shorter and lesser evil. I'm going with crutches at 6 months.
Crutches.
Crutches.
Because at least you still have the ability to use both your arms. And the majority of what we do, if we get to a specific location and we're able to sit down, we can still get things done, right? But if you don't have the ability to get there, it's a challenge. So for me, I would do the crutches.
Okay, absolutely. Guys, that's it for What Would You Rather. Hope you guys had fun. Answer, please, down after the show. Definitely morning. How's the ACL tear? Frank asks, well, Frank, it's getting better. The only thing that really makes it the best is drinking beer. So this is what we tried, the Lucky Buddha Enlightened beer. Pretty cool bitchin' ass glass. Looks like a bottle that your grandma would have in some kind of like old, like, remember those old stained glass, I don't know what they were, but they were just weird bottles that your grandma had. Anyway, cheers. I'm going to whack this down. We're going to end the score.
Go.
Oh, I need it, brother. Just a quick sip. Taste. Look.
Hey, the fact that you've never, I think you missed 1 week after having really reconstructive ACL surgery is a tribute to you, man. The fact that you have not missed.
No, I never missed. We did it.
But 1 week, there was 1 week that we passed, right?
No?
Nope.
I did every week.
Or 1 week I passed.
No, we did it. We did every week, and it was it wasn't easy.
Well, your knee was opened up, man. You were opened up.
Yeah, it's still pretty big. Like, don't let what I'm doing and moving around fool you. Like, I'm still in a lot of pain. If you were to see me, like, just around my apartment, you see I can walk like from here to the other side of the apartment, but very slow. I have to be very calculated. It's not like I can just get up and go. Like, I'm being animated and moving around and stuff like that. But waist down, I'm still kind of like a toddler learning how to walk. Marissa said Nate missed 1 week. Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah, I definitely did. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. We're not here to. It's all good. We're doing.
Shit.
What's a full rehab schedule to be done? Well, I'm not really sure, Frank. I just started doing rehab on Friday with the physio. So hopefully I'll be able to get full extension out of my knee and start walking normal by the end of this week. And then we'll see. We'll go from there. I'm not really competing as an athlete. So I'm not in any time scale, you know. I'm just enjoying myself, getting back as best as I can. One thing that I really love to do is I like to take, my pain medicine and watch a movie at the end of the night.
Couple of those, and we missed me.
He said a couple of those. No, just one, bro.
A couple of those and a half a bottle of wine.
No, I haven't even taken one today. Anyway, going on to taste. Guys, I'm going to be real honest with you. This beer is not very tasty. It's like the Heineken Max, right? If you're looking for that.
Good.
I have such a bad taste in my mouth of a skunky beer that I'm so unimpressed with this Lucky Buddha. I'll be real honest with you. I felt like this beer completely sucked. The taste was really rank. It didn't subdue once they poured it in the glass. So sometimes when you pour a green bottle into a glass, you can go ahead and waft into the air. One of the things I will point out is the famous Qingdao beer in China is also bought in a brown bottle in North Beijing. Why don't they do it with this bottle?
No, Qingdao's green.
It's also brown up in Beijing.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. Much different. Much different.
So there's two variations of the Qingdao?
Yep.
The one that I used to get in Shenzhen and Guangzhou was always green with the gold.
No, the one that I would get in Shanghai at my dad's bar was like a little chodi bar. I mean, a chodi bottle. It looked like a red stripe. And it was like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's more. I didn't know that.
Much different. I think Lucky Buddha should take that strategy. That's why I'm giving them a 1.5. Did not like the taste of this beer at all.
Yeah, I'm surprised I'm even giving them a 1. I really kind of want to give it a 0, but I'm going to give it a 1. It tastes, I don't know. It tastes like the Burger King version of a Heineken.
Good
It's
night,
not
Byron.
good. It's not. There's no redeeming qualities to this thing. 1.0.
Yeah, not good at all. All right, price, Nate. What do we pay for this guy?
I think it was. I don't have it in front of me, but I'm pretty sure it was below $2, so like $1.49 or something. I'm sorry, I didn't.
No, it wasn't. It was actually $2.39.
What?
Yeah, it was a little more expensive.
Zero. They should be handing this out to get people to be like, hey, this is kind of what beer tastes like. If you're interested, here's a free one.
Low price for me too. I felt like $2.39, not very good. I'm going to give a score of a 2.5.
All right, giving it a 1. If it's over 50 cents, it's too much money.
Okay. All right, design. Like I said, this looks like grandma's antique bottles of olive oil. This looks like it just looks like a great bottle that came over from Italy and it hangs out in a place that you can never reach as a kid, but you see it. It's always there. It's just a beautiful bottle. The fact that it's Buddha carved out, I think you're not going to find a better bottle structure.
Right. I agree with that.
5.0.
5.0.
Yeah,
right.
It's awesome.
I agree with the bottle construction, but it doesn't do enough for me to not. So 3.0 I thought was a nice score for something because outside of that, there's nothing else. So it's the green plus the construction of the glass.
I like it. Accessibility. This beer is going to be hard to find. It's really hard to find here in the United States. I think you might find it in Australia. Other than that, going to be hard to find. 2.5.
I don't know. I found it in Vegas. You found it in, it's in LA. I guarantee you it's in New York.
I didn't find it in LA. I found it in Vegas.
So you've never seen it there? I'm going to give it a 2.0 because I don't think it's as bad as we think. Yeah, 2.0.
All right, TMD X Factor. The fact that it's from China, I think that's cool because I love China. I think that, the fact that China's getting in hip to the game and producing mass beer for the world, I think that's great. The fact that nobody knows about it, that's a little weird. And the fact that I couldn't find anything about it on the internet, that's a lot of weird. Yeah. So for that, I'm going to strike it. I love the bottle itself. I think that they're well on their way to doing something good. I just don't like the taste of it. So overall, it does have that nostalgic feeling of the way that I have and the heartfelt, admiration I have for China. And I want to see China do well, but this beer just isn't doing it for me. I'm going to give it a 2.5 on TMDX.
I'm going to give it a 1.0. So,
oh, shit.
So if you haven't lived in China, you don't quite 100% understand their mentality on business. They can be smoke and mirrors, right? Like that's part of who they are, right? It's less about innovation. It's more about copying. So I'm curious if this beer is actually a brewed beer that they're trying to get people to enjoy, or if it's like the runoff of Qingdao and they partner with somebody from Australia and they're selling it in a unique way because they're getting beer for nothing. That's what I think it is. I don't know. I can't speak to that. So for me, it's a 1.0 because I don't trust China when it comes to mass-produced things. Sorry, I love China, but I don't trust them.
Hey, you got that's a very valid point. I never even thought about until you brought up. Imagine if it was some weird secret like Heineken undercover and they were just bottling it and calling it Lucky Buddha.
It was snow. It was the bottom of the barrel of snow. Like, how would you ever know, right? And
look at this. Look at this thing. It took me 18 months and somebody telling me that beer is spelled backwards. That's exactly what we're talking about.
Come on, dude. Did you tell him that story?
We've talked about it here, but he's talking about it. Remember Reeb? But no, it was called Snow, and I was calling it Mons for like 4 years.
Well, all right, so hold on. Let me tell the story quickly. So Danny was in China for about 8 months. I get there and I moved to this little village called Guangdi. All right, it's basically like moving to Nebraska, and I'm there with this little community. And for 6 months, we kept calling this beer Mons, Mons. And about 6 months after that, we realized that we were reading it upside down and it read snow. So it just tells you that they won't go the extra step to clarify something. And if they're translating something from Chinese into the English language, there's tons of holes, right?
Tons.
Just the way it is. And the fact that there was also one called Reeve in beer, I feel like giving the X Factor a 5 because of that. But this beer is garbage.
Look at Frank, who actually lived in China, where I met him in China, says, I never knew if it was Mons or snow. Exactly.
I thought it was only us that were so stupid.
The factor that really sold it was there was snowflakes on the bottle.
No.
That's the selling point.
We were calling it Mons. We were saying to Yang, he is going in there, I'll take 2. We are Lingbe Mons.
Yeah, and Frank said same here. It's hilarious. From the show, you drank them. I would love to get my hands on the snow. Anyway, Lucky Buddha, this is the one we drank. Great bottle. Other than that, didn't do so well.
Everything else sucks.
4 to 14.
14, dude. I got 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. You're not.
What'd you get, Nate?
I got an 8.
Oh man. Oh, that's brutal.
I think it's the worst score of all time because it's the worst beer I've drank. I'm not screwing around. I'm not being like just for the show being crazy. I think it's the worst beer I've ever had.
My breath stinks. I'll tell you that much. My breath stinks.
My breath stinks.
All right, going on to what are you reading? What are you watching? What are you listening to? This is what I'm reading. I'm getting into it again. My friend Nate gave it to me. It's called Beer School. It's a crash course of craft beer. The thing I like about this book is if we open it up, I like the section about the hops, chapter number 6. That's pretty badass. Talks about all the different hops and what their significance is to the beer. But what I really like is chapter 9 and the fermentation. I love to learn about the fermentation processes. And there's different ones like the dry hopping and the spontaneous fermentation. Okay, these are all things like barrel aging. These are all things that, well, as a regular guy who likes beer, I still like to be educated on it. I'm always going to judge it and talk about it as a regular guy, but I still want to know the process behind it all. Great book. Thank you, Nate, for passing that on. What are you reading?
I'm reading something called Atomic Habits. Okay, so I've had this book for a long time. If any of you are trying to get, like, you want to start running, you want to start, I don't know, you want to make anything habitual, this is a book for you by James Clear. It's going to give you the process, the game plan, the map to get you really good at creating good habits, right? That can be eating, that can be writing, like Danny does every day on his diaries or those big binders. So if you want to figure out how to be more habitual in your daily life and get rid of bad habits, check out this book, Atomic Habits. I mean, it's a worldwide bestseller. It's a good one to check out.
Cool. I love it, Nate. Awesome. All right, what am I watching? I'm watching Moonrise Kingdom. And if you don't know what it is,
great movie.
You know it?
It's by, what's his name? Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
Dude, are you kidding me? They're like camping out in the middle of the little fucking island.
It's so weird. Like, if you don't know Wes Anderson, his style is the most direct acting. That's what they call it.
Well, I don't know. What does that mean?
To be honest, I don't know. I just looked up, like, what is Wes Anderson's style? It says direct acting. It stars Kara Hayward, Jared Gilmore, Bill Murray, Edward Norton, Frances McDormand. It's a phenomenal movie. If you don't like Wes Anderson, I can understand why you won't like this one because it's probably the most Wes Anderson movie of them all. Yeah. But it's that weird, it's a quirky, weird style. Hated the movie halfway into it. after my mind set into like, all right, this is what I'm going to be watching, I was able to dive into it. I actually enjoyed it. What do you got watching, Nate?
So I'd like to just kind of highlight on Wes Anderson. Like his movies make you feel like you're there, which is really interesting. So I'm a huge Royal Tenenbaums fan. Absolutely. It's one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. But he's got Bill Murray in a lot of them. If you haven't seen Wes Anderson movies, go watch all of them. They're phenomenal. What am I watching? And today I watched the Eagles and Chargers, about half of it. Realized they lost. But what I'm really watching is Succession. It's back on HBO. It's on episode 4. It airs on Sundays.
You like it?
If you haven't had a chance to check it out, it's on season 3. Brian Cox is awesome in it. Great story if you like kind of American monopoly, money, wealth. It's pretty interesting. Succession, check it out.
Okay. Chris Duncan says he's watching Cut. All right. What am I listening to? A podcast, Unsolved Mysteries. The voice is different. It's Steve French. Absolutely love Unsolved Mysteries. If you check it out, you can find it anywhere. I listened to it. Curb Your Enthusiasm. Great show. Nate's a big fan of Larry David, but I'm watching something different. I'm listening to Unsolved Mysteries. Nate, what about you?
So I'm listening to a band that my brother turned me on to. They're called The Record Company. And the recent album that they have is called Play Loud.
Uh-huh.
If you like bar room rock and roll, this is a good album for you.
Okay.
So it's The Record Company. The album's called Play Loud. Brendan, thank you for that. They're really good. It's kind of bar music. I don't know how to explain it. Guitar heavy. Sounds rock and rollish. It's really good.
I'll check out the Weekly Tally Hair Shot. Trying to think you're hilarious. I love it. All right, guys, I'm going to close it out with the weekly quote of the week, and then I'm going to go ahead and wrap the show up. And here is the quote of the week, and it comes from another Tennessee great, another country singer, Johnny Cash, one of my favorite singers of all time. He said this: all your life, you'll be faced with a choice. You can choose love or hate. I choose love. And I love this particular quote because that's exactly what you're going to be going through throughout your life. And especially now, where the times are a little bit tumultuous, there seems to be a division here in this country. I'm not sure wherever you're watching for, but watching from. But definitely here in the United States, tensions are high. People are angry, and there is a lot of division. But that division is exactly what Johnny Cash is talking about. You can choose either to love or hate. You can go ahead and grow your emotions on hating something because there's a lot of people out there. There's a big crowd of that ball of energy, that negative energy, that energy that's going to hate on something. I'm not talking about politics. I'm not talking anything in specific. I'm just talking about generalization. There is enough people that you can find out there in the world that will hate along with whatever you hate. You can find it. It's easy. Or you can choose to love, okay? You can choose to love something that hasn't happened yet, that is going to happen, that you're doing, okay? All of these types of emotions, that's a choice that you need to make. And it's hard, man. It's really friggin' hard, especially now because you're driven. You're driven through social media. You're driven through the regular news. You're driven through just people that are around you in your circle of life, and they will tend to bring you down, okay? It sucks. Hate to hear that, right? But they'll tend to bring that down because why? It's easier to hate. And that's what Johnny Cash is saying when he says, you will be faced with a choice. You will be faced with a choice. You can either love or hate. And I hope that you choose that love and not to get too whimsical, not to get too dreamsicle or just weird. And, you know, because we don't do that here on the show. We're just two regular guys that talk. But you know what? For me personally, just that hatred in life, no matter what it is, it's just too heavy. It's too hard to walk around and hate people, to hate things. So I choose love. And I hope that you do too. I hope that you can kind of find this quote and think about it this week. Whenever maybe tough times are, you know, troubling you, or you come up against something that's a little bit harder than what you're used to. Yeah, it's so easy to hate. It really is. That's the easy way. But to love and to find something might not be that specific thing that's bringing you down, but you can find something that you absolutely love that can bring whatever that was bringing you down back into perspective. And therefore, it just gets washed out. There's no need to hate. I think it's a great quote. I want you guys to think about it. Nate, do you have any parting words before we take off today? It was such a great time having you on the show.
Yeah, I don't have anything to talk about the specific quote. I mean, other than the fact that without hate, there's no love, and without love, there's no hate, right? So, but I will say one thing. Johnny Cash was my first concert ever. 1993, State Theater, Pennsylvania State Theater in Easton, Pennsylvania. I was there with Seth and Barry Friebelin, my childhood baseball coach.
Seth, Barry.
And so that was my first concert ever. It was June Carter and Johnny Cash. I can remember going up, shaking the Man in Black's hand. And that was my first concert ever. Johnny Cash has a lot. I have a lot of invested in him, a lot of equity with Johnny Cash. He was a beautiful human being. I appreciate the sentiment and the thoughts. And
I love when you got something like Johnny Cash in this particular quote, because here's a guy that was faced with adversity. He went through it all. And then you got people that be at home and they're keyboard warriors, and they never, ever faced adversity. They never actually really tried. But yet they're so quick to spread that hate. And you had Johnny Cash that actually lived through the hate.
Yeah.
He went and did stuff. Usually, typically, people that go and do things live through more experiences. And especially, unfortunately, the hatred of others. So great quote. I'm happy that you were able to see them. I'm hoping that's your best concert, because it's your first concert. But Nate, what a show, guys. I mean, we didn't do very well with my fresh on fresh score was a 14.5. My Buddha was a 14.
Still good TV, though. Still good YouTube.
Still good TV, baby. We had an awesome time. Nate, thank you so much. How about a high five? Oh, let's try it again. How about a high five?
Yeah. No, there we go.
Right. Guys, thank you so much for hopping on. Really appreciate it. Nate, do you have anything to say before we take off?
No, can't wait to see you guys next week.
Cannot wait. That's good to know who hates you and who. Good point, Martin. Thank you so much for showing up, guys. This is the Test Buddy Nate. I'm Travel Man Dan, and remember, it's a big world out there. Make sure you see every bit of it.